everybody. So this weekend it is Bold Matsuri. Yay, Bold Matsuri. I am actually one of the cosplay guests this weekend, which is super exciting. So the convention is, today's Friday, the convention is Saturday and Sunday. I foolishly worked half of the day today. I probably should have just taken the entire day off, but I worked half the day. I left at like 12:30, 12:45, and then I drove the I think it ended up being like 6.5 or 7 hours to get here because there was some traffic. Set up for like my booth that I have was, it ended at 8. I pulled into the parking lot at 7:30 something. So at the time I got in the building, I had like 20 minutes. So like I went to the booth where they were giving out like the badges and telling everyone where their like tables were and stuff. I did get my badge, so I don't have to worry about that for tomorrow. But the guy was like, just so you know, like you have to be out of this building in 20 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I feel like I should have brought more stuff for my booth. I didn't realize like how big the table was gonna be. So I thought that the things that I brought were gonna like fill it out. It looks very sparse, especially compared to everyone else's booths. It seems like everyone else brought like a ton of like their costume pieces and props and stuff to like display, and my dumb self did not do that. So yeah, I was fully going to pack my dress form, and I was going to put my Sailor Moon costume on it and have that at the table to like draw people in. And then yesterday I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't know that I'll be like, I don't know that I'll have enough space to have like my whole dress form there. And I really wish that I had done that now. But you know, it's whatever. I did bring like embroidery stuff, so I'll be like embroidering, so hopefully that will kind of draw some people in. So I like very hurriedly like got my stuff on my table and then left. And then I came and checked into the hotel room that they are providing for me, and it's so big. It is so big. I like don't know what to do with myself. I took a video earlier like on my phone that I texted my wife, and I was like, this is so much space for just me. So we're gonna go on a tour. If you watch my Instagram stories, you've probably already seen this tour. All right, so hold on, let me flip the phone around. The phone, it's not a phone, it's a camera. Let me flip the camera around. All right, so here we have the door. Ooh, wow. Immediately next to the door is an entire kitchen. Do you see this full-size refrigerator? Oh, I've got my snacks in there. I bought grapes. I'm wearing Dionysus tomorrow, so I thought that was fitting. I don't know. There's a stovetop. This hotel room has a stove. I could go to Walmart. And buy stuff and come back and make tacos after the con tomorrow. Like I could do whatever I want. I could literally, there's like dishes in here. And I know what you're saying. Oh, like how, you know, washing dishes in a hotel room sounds miserable. Don't worry though, because there's a dishwasher. This hotel has a dishwasher. This is me posing with my convention dishwasher. And they gave me a scrub mommy. Free scrub mommy for the con. I have a table here to sit and eat my food that I cook on my stove during the convention. We've got this huge seating area, like a whole couch. There's a TV, obviously a TV, it's a hotel room. And then if you look over here, there's this nice big desk. I'm really excited for it because of this window here. I think that's gonna make doing my makeup in the morning really easy, because hopefully there'll be like a ton of really good light coming through the window. We've got my bed, another big window, closet, this little like nice vanity area. So, you know, if there was more than one person staying here this weekend, one person could put their makeup on at the like table, one person could do it at the desk, somebody could come over here, someone could go to like the bathroom sink. But it's just me. It's just me. I'm all by myself. I have like basically an entire apartment. It feels like I have an entire apartment. And like, I know like suites, like hotel room suites are a thing, but like this feels like an embarrassment of riches. Like, I don't know like what to do with myself because it's so much space for it to be just me at the con. Like all this space is just for me. Like, my wife wasn't able to come with me. She has work this weekend, so she couldn't come. So it's literally just me in this whole space. And like, I don't know. One thing that I have noticed, there's not a full length mirror, which is kind of a downside. I like having a full length mirror when I'm doing conventions, unless, hold on, is there one back here? No, there's not one there. Okay. Yeah, no full length mirror, unfortunately. But like I feel like everything else like makes up for that. So yeah, I have to steam my costumes. I need to make sure my wig is ready to go for tomorrow. I need to get everything all like set up and stuff. I'm kind of sad because on the way down here, I stopped at a gas station and I got a drink that I drank during the ride, but then I also got like a large cup of sweet tea that I was like gonna save so I could drink it tonight and then like some in the morning. And so I didn't taste it when I was at the gas station still because I wasn't gonna drink it then. When I got here, I took a sip of it and it was completely soured and disgusting. Oh my God, it was so gross. So I threw that away. But yeah, all right, I got stuff I gotta do to get ready for tomorrow. So, whoo, let's get started on all that. Back in my room after breakfast. It was so good. Oh my God, I love like free hotel breakfast. It's literally like one of my favorite things, especially when they have like a waffle maker. Yeah, but I'm back. It is just about 8 o'clock. I need to like take a shower, get in costume, get my makeup on, all that stuff, and then head to the con. So let's see how long this takes for me to get ready.
Much later.
I'm finally in costume. But like, I wanted to leave like an hour ago, so I need to skedaddle. My embroidery set up. I don't know if you can actually hear me. It's pretty loud in here. Hopefully I don't have to do a voiceover, but we'll see. But yeah, so I have my embroidery set up with one of my embroideries for my Juliet jacket to work on. Brought all of my right after I got in this morning, a cosplayer came and brought me a little Five Nights at Freddy's token, which is exciting. So I have that. I have my whole setup. Prejudging is in. Prejudging is in about an hour, so I'll have to leave and go take care of that and do that, which I'm super excited for. Oh my gosh, like I'm very excited to see everyone's costumes and just get to hear about them and talk to people about cosplay. So it's gonna be a good day. I'm excited.
2,000 years later.
So we got done with prejudging. We're taking a little break before we deliberate. I got some food, which was great. I was starving. Prejudging went from, it's like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. So I was hungry by the end. But I got hibachi, so I've eaten that. In a little bit, we're going to deliberate. And then the contest is at 5. So I'm just kind of hanging out at my booth. I've got my embroidery. Yeah, I have a full belly full of hibachi. I'm very happy. Right.
The contest was a ton of fun. However, I was on stage the entire time, and as such, I got no video of it. I do apologize, everyone. Once the contest was over, though, it was time to head home. The convention was over for the day. However, as you can see here, the weather had other ideas in mind.
I got tired of waiting. This was probably a bad idea, but you know, I think I'll live. There's nothing water soluble on this costume. The fabric is polyester, so I think it'll be okay. The mud and like water, and because I'm parked in a grass lot, it was up at my ankles at some point just now when I was walking, so I have to like get in the shower as soon as I get back in the hotel room, I guess. Yay! But yeah, I was like, turn on my car. Tired of just standing there. Oh my god, my camera is fogging up because of the rain. Holy cow. All right, I'm going back to the hotel. Bye. I didn't film while I was driving because I am a safe driver and driving conditions were rough as it is. But I am surprised that I made it back to the hotel. I just parked. So when I turned out of the parking lot, at first my GPS said to turn right. I started to turn right, and before I even got to like the next red light, the road was completely flooded. There was somebody who like, I guess didn't realize that it was flooded and started to drive their car through it, and they were out pushing their car. So like everyone was turning around, so I turn around, start going the other way. My GPS reroutes. I'm following the directions. There's a tunnel under, it's not like a tunnel, but like underneath, like I drove under a bridge. It was even more flooded than the other thing. And there was another person having to push their car through that water. So I turned around again and I was like, well, there's only one more road because there was an entrance onto the highway there. I was like, hopefully I can take that and it's not gonna like reroute me and put me right back to one of these two flooded roads. Thankfully that worked out. It took me like around another way and I got here, no problem. There was a road that was like pretty wet, but it wasn't so flooded that I couldn't drive across it. Thankfully, like my car sits up pretty high off of the road. My wife's car does not. It's a very small car. I don't know if we would have made it if we were here in her car. Hopefully all of the other convention attendees get to where they need to go safely. Because that was like I guess it wasn't scary because it's not like I noticed the water was that like I noticed it was flooded with enough time to like stop and there weren't too many cars on the road, so I was able to like turn around. But like there was a moment where I was like, am I gonna have to find somewhere to park and just like sit in my car looking like a drowned rat of a Greek god? I don't know. Hopefully not. So I made it back, and actually it looks like the rain is like stopping now. So hopefully the streets will dry up and everyone who was still waiting at the convention center to leave will be able to like skedaddle on back home or to their hotel or wherever they need to go. Okay, I'm gonna go inside now and figure out what I need to do about getting my feet. I'm not gonna show my feet on camera, but like because from walking through the mud, like my feet in sandals, my feet are disgusting. Thankfully I like was able to like hike my actual kitten up and hold it so it's not dirty. It's wet, but it's not like dirty. So that's good. All right, I'm going inside now. Bye. So I have showered. I feel like a human again. I do need to do a face mask, but I'm gonna do that in a little bit. Right now I'm eating. Ooh, I got kava. I got their, I don't know what this is called. It's really good. I don't remember what it's called though. It's like a citrusy, like lime drink or something like that. After I eat and drink that to get some like electrolytes or whatever, I need to chug a bunch of water because I am incredibly dehydrated. Judging a costume contest is, it's difficult for two reasons. So like the actual like judging itself is often very difficult because you've got a lot of competitors who are, you know, have very equal skill levels. Plus then, you know, you're trying to compare different things. So it's not like, so you'll have instances where it's like, this person has more skills that are being shown. Maybe like some of them aren't quite as finished. Somebody else maybe has like a more simple costume, but it's a lot more like well executed. And there's not a worldwide agreed upon system for how you like award points to those things. Judging is also difficult physically. You know, there are always exceptions, but I think how today went at Bold Matsuri is fairly common. So between 12 and it's supposed to be 2:30. I think we ran a little late. We had pre-judging, and it's very fast. It's in and out. Bold Matsuri, we had around 5 minutes for each contestant. Some people didn't use the full time. There were a few people who like went over for various reasons. Groups get more time than individuals. You have more to talk about if there's multiple people there, you know. We didn't sit down. I think I maybe drank like 2 sips of water that entire time. I had a thing of grapes in my bag, and at one point we had like an extra few seconds between contestants coming in, and I like pulled the box out of grapes and I was like, who wants grapes? And we all ate like a handful of grapes, and then we immediately had to go back into it. We weren't sitting down that entire time. We were sitting in chairs before the first contestant entered. They came in, we immediately got up, so that, you know, you need to get up close to the costume so that you can see things, so that you can see, you know, how the finish is on the costume. You can really kind of inspect it to be able to accurately judge. But yeah, I'm exhausted. I feel like I was hardly at my booth. There was like a couple of hours at the beginning of the day before we had to go to pre-judging where I was at my booth. And then there was like the I don't know, hour and a half that I was at my booth between prejudging and the contest. And then like, that was it. After the contest, I had to go back in and like get my bag that had my keys in it so that I could leave because the convention was over. And we all saw how that turned out. Sopping wet. But yeah, so I'm tired. I'm very glad that I have a much more like relaxed day tomorrow. I did like truly love getting to see everyone's costumes. So if you're watching this and you were in the Bold Matsuri contest, thank you so much. I loved getting to see everyone's costumes. You were all amazing. This contest, especially like, I want to give like a big shout out to everyone who was competing in the novice category for this contest, because I've been in a lot of contests. I've been cosplaying for a long time. I think the novice category for this contest was the most impressive group of like novice cosplayers that I can remember seeing. Like, you were all amazing. You know, it's wild that so many of you were able to have such like truly quality costumes when you have only been making cosplays for a limited amount of time. That it was amazing. Everyone, you know, I'm not like trying to like say that the other categories weren't also amazing, but like especially like novice really like stood out to me because there was a lot of amazing stuff that I got to look at today. I love cosplay. Like, I love cosplay so much. Good morning. So I just got back from eating breakfast. About to start my makeup, as you can see. Makeup brushes are like in the frame. My goal today is to drink a lot of water. I barely drank any water yesterday, and that was a mistake. I am so dehydrated today. At breakfast, I had a little thing of juice. I had some tea so that I had caffeine to like wake up. But I've just tried to, like, I've been chugging water, so I don't have prejudging today, so I'm hopefully going to be able to take better care of myself. Yeah, so there's plenty of like water fountains around the convention from what I've seen, and they all have like the spot to like fill up a bottle. So I'm gonna bring my little water bottle, and yeah, I'm excited to actually get to experience the convention today. You know, I think I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but with prejudging, like I was kind of in like a little room like for a long time yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to really explore, but what I could see of the con, the space is really cute. It seemed like a ton of people were just like hanging out and having fun. You know, I was really getting the vibe that this convention feels like a convention from like 10-15 years ago. And what I mean by that is like people are hanging out, you know, the focus isn't so much on walking around the dealer's room to like spend all your money. The focus is on like hanging out and having fun. They had like a DJ set up in like the lobby area of the convention center. And like there were a ton of people like dancing, which is fun. I like that kind of thing. So I'm excited to get to experience some of it today. But first I gotta do my makeup and actually get to the convention. So I'm gonna stop yapping now so I can get ready. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Hi. I made it on time today too. So that's nice. Yay. I am wandering around the con now. I'm gonna go investigate things and see what all's here because I've not really seen anything so far. I've been at my booth, I've been in the parking lot, and I've been in a couple of panel rooms, and that's it so far. So I'm gonna walk around and explore.
Really? Oh my god.
So at this point, somehow my camera started filming in slow motion for a while. So I apologize. But basically I walked around the convention a little while and then I got lunch, which consisted of a Spam onigiri and a entire bucket of boba. My favorite purchase I think I've ever made at a convention. It was a whole bucket the size of my head of boba, and the flavor that I got matched my costume. It was amazing.
So I've been back at the hotel for a while. I haven't taken a shower yet, but I did like wipe my makeup off. I've eaten. I'm, kind of just relaxing for right now. Here in a little bit, I'm going to try to pack as much stuff as I can. Go ahead and take a lot of the stuff down to my car. That way tomorrow when I leave, it'll be easy. I won't have to like tote a whole bunch of stuff out all at once. And it'll hopefully go a little bit smoother when I'm checking out in the morning. My thoughts on the con are that this is a really fun convention. I had so much fun. Like it really feels like a fun little like community-based hangout convention, which is the kind of convention that I like. Super huge conventions, or just conventions where you don't really hang out so much, where there's not like a culture of like just vibing with people. They're okay, but that's not like the type of convention that I love. What I love about conventions is not like celebrities that are there or like stuff to buy. What I love about conventions is just getting to meet people, make friends, hang out, and like have a fun, nerdy time. And I feel like I got to do that this weekend. Yeah, I really enjoyed like all of the conversations that I had with people who came to my booth. I loved getting to see everyone's costumes during like judging of the costume contest. And the nice thing about like when you're judging a costume is that like not only are you seeing the costume, but you're seeing it like a lot more closely than like if you just like pass that person in the hallway. Like you're getting up close and really getting to like see all of the hard work that people put into costumes and getting to like ask them questions about it. And yeah, that's, oh God, I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, thank you, Bold Matsuri, for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everything that, you've done to make me comfortable and make me feel valued this weekend. So yeah. I'm gonna relax a little bit more. I'm going to get my life together. And then tomorrow I get to drive all the way back to Georgia because thankfully I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I thought I was gonna have to drive home today after the convention and then get home at like midnight and then go to work tomorrow, which like could have worked, but like I would have been miserable. So I'm glad I don't have to do that. I'm glad I get another night to enjoy this giant hotel. Sadly, very sadly, I did not find an opportunity to utilize the dishwasher. I didn't have any dishes I needed to wash. I didn't cook anything in here. Maybe if I come next year, I'll come prepared and I'll go grocery shopping and I'll get, I don't know, stuff to make spaghetti or something. I don't know. Ooh, beef stroganoff would be good. yeah, so if I come back to Bold Matsuri next year, I'm gonna make hamburger helper beef stroganoff in my hotel room. That's a promise. All right, and on that note, I am signing off. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. This is, you know, the first vlog that I've made in a very long time. So apologies that I didn't get quite as much footage as I would ideally have liked. But thank you for watching anyway, and I will see you all next time I post a video. Bye.